Hello, everybody. David here, New View Safety Coach, and welcome to the brand new channel partnership playlist. Here, we're going to be talking to our channel partners, finding out all about them, finding out why they joined, why they wanted to become a channel partner, and then we're going to be looking at some of the services that they offer, so that you, as watchers, can decide whether their services are something that will benefit you and your organization. So today we have Mark Alsoton from Investigations Differently. Hello, Mark, and welcome to the channel again. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, David. Thanks for having me on today.
No worries, mate. No worries. It's been a bit of a technical issues we've had previously. You may even be able to see a bit of a blue flashing light on there, but
no, it's all good. Can't see that.
Let's crack on anyway. All right. So why don't we tell people why you and Investigations Differently, your company, why you decided that you want to become a partner, a channel partner of New View Safety Coach.
Thanks, David. Look, it was just an obvious matchup for us. We come from a place of wanting to share with our community. There's too many people out there who basically just trying to sell products. They pump and dump and they're not really sharing from a real generous point of view, and that's what we're about. And so I was asked recently why particularly Australia, and particularly our corner of Australia in the southeast Queensland area is such a hotbed of modern thinking of the concepts of New View, HOP, Safety Differently. And the easy response is just to say, oh, yeah, well, Griffith Uni and Decker and Drew Ray and the people who have done their PhDs, Yop and Dave Proven and others, and people doing their masters. It's easy just to rely on that. But really what's driven it has been the people. It's been the generosity of people like Josh Bryant, Stephen Harvey, Mike Cornane, Kurt Warren. There's a whole group of us that are just interested in sharing and helping each other. And we saw with yourself, David, and the New View Safety Coach, and this channel in particular, we saw an opportunity to extend that a bit more as more of a global platform.
Yep.
And the values are aligned, the thinking's aligned. And we just wanted to be part of it. We saw a good thing and decided we wanted to be part of it.
That's awesome, mate. And that kind of speaks directly to why I started doing this in the first place, which is, ever since I've been in safety, I've set up a safety group when I first got into safety for local governments. And, I've been out of local government now for 5-6 years, but that group's still going and they still meet every couple of months and they still talk about it. And I still get invites occasionally. And that's, that's awesome. That kind of, every time I get an invite, and it's kind of like, it's still going. They're still doing what I hoped they would do, which is get together, collaborate, solve problems together, and share. That's ultimately what it's all about. So that's great. Thank you.
It's a lonely job being a safety advisor, manager, coordinator, whatever title you've got, is a really lonely job in an organization. Now, if you're fortunate enough to have a big team, you might have some experienced people there that can help you and help you talk through issues.
Yep.
And learn together. But that's rare. Most people in this role are pretty much fly solo. Yeah, they might have a team, but in terms of strategy and where they go and
support,
how they learn and direction is very much a solo field. And they certainly have no one else in a leadership team.
Yeah,
there's certainly normally lone figures in their leadership team. So having resources like this and having networks, is so important. It's so vital for you, like not just to get the job done, but also for a bit of mental health, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. And everyone knows who works in safety. They got all the responsibility and none of the power that goes with that as well.
That's it.
that's the old cliche, but it's true. And there is a lot of responsibility placed on them. So if we can get together, it's like with the book club as well. So many people come to those with Steve and Josh and over here in WA as well, and they talk about, it's not just about safety problems. They talk about personal stresses that they're going through and all that kind of stuff. It's a melting pot of ideas. Okay, well, why don't we bring your website up so we can start talking about it? Because, and I've mentioned this in a few of the podcasts before, and I've actually used it in a couple of essays, for university as well. From my perspective, one of the first places where employees, contractors, whoever it is, when they first really come into contact with an organization's safety system approach, is when something bad happens. And that's really the sharp end of where the organization and safety come together, to how they treat people, how the processes they use. Well, basically how they treat people. That's one of the biggest things, and whether they learn from these things as well. So this is the sharp, pointy end that we wanted to talk to people about, which is how to do investigations properly. So we're going to have a look at your website, and we'll talk through some of the services that you offer and why people should be looking at investigations differently to learn how to do investigations.
Yep. So firstly, we have two streams. We also do critical risk. So and because we see them a partnership. So investigation is something that is a process that you following an unwanted risk occurring, and a risk assessment is a process you follow before an unwanted risk eventuates. So they're very, very much linked.
Yep.
And how you do those, how your organisation handles those processes is a direct reflection of what you think about your staff.
Yes,
What do you think
exactly.
about your workers? And how much you value. I don't know how many times I've seen leaders stand up and go, "Oh, our people are our most important asset," and then proceed to treat them poorly in investigations and risk assessments. So we focus on both those things, and this sort of this has been a process of over 8 years of development in how we do things, particularly on the investigation side, and based on work done by Conklin and Decker and Holnagel, Ian Long. It's based on thought leaders in this space, and then we've been fine tuning, and it comes from a practical point of view of I've been the safety officer, I've been the safety advisor, I've been the safety superintendent. I've had some capacity, and I've had varying amounts of capacity. But this comes from the real world of going, okay, let's have practical ways that safety professionals in the workplace can actually achieve a meaningful outcome with the constraints of their work, with the capacities that they have, not based on some ridiculous complex model that is great for someone who has 12 months to do a investigation retrospectively, but rather for a poor safety advisor or manager that's sitting there getting yelled at by someone from head office or their boss or their project manager saying, this has got to be done in 28 days. Oh, by the way, while you're doing that, you've still got to do all the other work.
Yeah, exactly.
That you've still got to have done, because we still want our KPIs, we still want our stats, we still want all this stuff done, but you've also got to do this and deliver quality in 28 days.
Yeah.
This is reality. So this is why we founded Investigations differently.
Okay, fabulous. Thank you for that. And it's right. When you were talking then, what came to mind is part of the investigation differently approach is recognizing all the external factors that influence a person while they're working, which could cause the incident. But when you were talking then, it's exactly the same thing for the person doing the investigations. They've still got all the external factors that are influencing them and making an impact on whether the investigation is quality, it's effective, is the organization learning, all these kind of things. So you're right. It's exactly the same thing, just in different context, isn't it, really? So why don't we have a look
at quality of work, right?
Exactly. Why don't we have a look at so someone's listening to this and they go, okay, well that sounds like something that we would benefit from. Where should they go? What are the potential solutions or services that they could have a look at?
If you click on our solutions, you'll see on our website, you'll see we have mainly we have three main areas. We're training, consultation, consulting, and public speaking. So I'll just touch briefly on public speaking. There's no need to go into that. But look, I speak at a number of national and international conferences, facilitate. I'm currently being asked to MC a 2-day conference out of Melbourne later on in the year. Unfortunately, I had to, due to unforeseen events, I was going out to Las Vegas to speak over there, but I've had to withdraw from that due to some restrictions. But it's public speaking is one of the ways we give back. And when we do that, we actually provide practical methods. We give away IP, to people because we want them to walk away with things. And they don't have to call us. They don't have to contact us. There's some actual practical takeaways they can do. If we click on the training, that's probably one of the biggest services we offer. And we basically split our training up into different ways. So we offer both bespoke training. And so we don't believe in, every single bit of training suits, the same training, there's different industries. So, we're working with corrections departments, we're working with health, we're working with mining, we're working with construction, we're working with defence. We like to tailor our training to suit that individual organisation. So we make the training relevant for them. We use their images, we use their examples, we use the practical exercises centered around something that would happen in their business.
Yeah.
So
dare I say it's context matters?
And it's all about context, right? Because we want the context to be relevant to the people that attend our training, so they go, oh, okay, I can see how that would apply for us. And it makes them much more likely to be successful when they go back into the workplace. And we have everything from our investigation masterclass to our advanced investigation masterclass, which is only suitable for those that are at a high level. We have our 2-day lead investigator course. And one of the things we're offering and we're running through with a client quite at the moment is train the trainer, because we want our clients, where they can, to have the capacity to internally train moving forward, so they have that sustainability and they build a network of people that are experts in their business. We take leadership along for the ride. Again, it's tailored. You're not going to get the CEO of an organisation in a 2-day training course. You're lucky to get them for an hour. So we tailor leadership awareness around what do the leaders specifically need to know. They need to know what good looks like, and they need to know what their accountability is. So we do that. Supervisors should never be doing high-level investigations, frontline supervisors. They don't have the time. But they do need to do those low-level ones that we get them to do, because we push that back on the line. So what are the specific skills they need? They're first on scene, how to manage an incident scene. Too often these trainings just not provided to supervisors. We just assume they know how to do it. And lastly, we also provide learning teams facilitator training. And learning teams is just another fantastic methodology of learning the conditions and context and the systemic risk around work. So that's our bespoke training. If you scroll down, we also run some public masterclasses there. And if you scroll down, so we've got the investigation masterclass, 1 day, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And you can access and book on those online. The public risk assessment course is a half-day course. You can access those online. We also have the advanced investigation course and the supervisor course as well. Unfortunately, those are sold out for the rest of the year, although we're looking at creating some more dates for those two those two training later on this year. But at the moment, they've been sold out. But yeah, you can go to those links on our website and you can register online. And we've actually got some coming up in late June. So please, feel free to register and come along.
So all these are online, just so people.
Yeah, so they're online facilitated. We don't do. We'll probably in the future we'll look to offer just standard online self-paced learning, but to do that we're looking at integrating AI, fairly advanced AI, So it's just not a slide deck. It's just not like one of those induction ones we've all done, tick and flick and get onto it. We're not about that. They're all online facilitated training. So one of our trainers, me or one of our trainers, will be online and actually walk people through the training, test understanding, run the exercises. And so so the only difference is it's not face-to-face, it's online.
Okay, cool. And while we're talking about delivery methods as well, obviously, you know that a high proportion of the subscribers to this channel, they're all over the world, South America, India, South Africa, all these kind of places. Is that something that you can deliver a lot of your bespoke training to?
Yes, so we do. We've delivered training face-to-face overseas. So we've been in the Pacific, Asia. We've recently come back from the Caribbean, where we delivered some training over there face-to-face.
Nice.
That was hard. That was hard to handle. But we also do online training. So coming up later this month or next month, sorry, we've got training both in America online and in Europe online. And we just work some odd hours in Australia to cater for that. So we're discussing with another client now going to Thailand or the Philippines to help deliver that training as well.
Awesome. So there's plenty of options there if you listen to this and you want to get involved with upskilling your people in your organization and how to deal with incidents and events effectively. And with a learning mindset, and there's principles in here as well which are taken from and utilized directly within elements like HOP and new view safety as well. This is the bedrock of what all this is based on, which is what Mark was talking about earlier on with regards to Sidney Dekker, Job Havinga, Dave Prover, and everyone from the east coast of Australia. All that learning, that's all taken, and it's distilled down into this kind of direct approach for dealing with investigations and dealing with.
So one of the big things that we see is people go, "Oh, how do we apply HOP? How do we apply HOP?" This is how you apply HOP. This is one of the processes in applying HOP, new view, safety differently. This is we teach practical ways to apply that via investigations.
This is where the rubber hits the road, really, isn't it? When something's happened, how do you respond instead of reacting and all that kind of jazz?
Exactly.
All right, awesome. Well, so someone's been looking at this and thinking that sounds like exactly something for our organization. What is the best way for them to get in contact with you, Mark?
Look, you just reach out. Our phone numbers and emails on the website there. Click on our website. There's info@investigationsdifferently.com.au. And there's the phone number there. And for those that are dialing in from overseas, it's +61. I might actually get onto our web people and change that to +61 for our international people. +61 for the area code, and then the 403. And also just to shout out, you can fill in the form as well. That'll get to us. You can email us. There's a multitude of ways. If you go to our useful stuff, you'll see our white papers that we've recently released in conjunction with Job Havinga from Griffith Uni. There's some videos, there's webinars, there's a whole heap of stuff there that people can click on. We're going to add some more videos in here as well from webinars and conferences that I've spoken at as well. So, if you're looking to see what we're about and want to learn a bit more, that'd be a great place to start as well.
Awesome sauce. Thank you very much for that, Mark. And we'll see. We'll see if we can get some people to click on through and get in contact with you and see what happens from there. But thank you very much for your time and talking about these services. Much appreciated. We will no doubt see you soon. I know we've already done an interview with you prior, but no doubt we'll get you on again and we'll do another one. And we'll start talking about some of the detailed technicalities of specific situations or some of these other elements of services that you were talking about as well. So thank you very much for your time, Mark. Much appreciated.
All right. Thanks, David. And we're looking forward to seeing how successful the New View Safety Coach channel becomes.
No worries. Thank you, mate. So everybody, that was Mark Alsoton, Investigations Differently. All the links, website links, email address, I may even put his telephone number down there with the +61 in front of it, just to beat him to the punch. Have a look. Decide whether it's something that your organization, your people will benefit from, and jump on in there. Thank you again, everybody, for subscribing and for watching. Very much appreciated, and we'll be bringing you more content soon. Take care, everyone.